The courts would no longer pay for this. The state would no longer pay for this. So it just pushed me kind of back out there into society where the same situation repeats itself. And so I asked Coach, is there any way that I can stay? What do I have to do to stay? Another great decision. So Coach said to me, hey, we'll work on that. And next thing you know, they pulled me in the office and asked me, how would you like to work in the kitchen to work off your debt? Sign me up. So I became very familiar with Brillo pads. Started scrubbing every day. Found myself taking trades from other young boys who had the same situations that I had. One day one of them took their tray and just threw it up, and it juice and chewed up food got all over my face and my uniform. And that's when I turned around and walked right out that door. Now I could have acted the same way I acted maybe before. But I went out there and I confronted this kid and said, hey, you know what, that's unacceptable what you just did. I could have beat him up, could have tried to. I was a wrestler, I could probably took him. But guess what? I told him, give me 25 push-ups. Some staff members were off in the distance and probably placed some little bets on the side to see if that kid would actually do the push-ups. And he did, he got down, he gave me 25 push-ups. My peer respected me enough to do this because I confronted him in the right way. And so the staff pulled me to the side and said, hey, you know what? On top of you working in the kitchen, we're gonna make you a residential counselor for juveniles. So I used to go around the academy and encourage these kids and confront them on things that they did wrong, such as tuck your shirt in. Why is your hair a little crazy? Get a haircut, take your earrings out. All the norms that the academy, stands for. And I enjoyed that job, and it began to show me my true leadership potential. I wrestled again. And not just wrestled, but I wrestled good and placed in the state, placed in the nation, won a bunch of tournaments, was team captain, led by example. All of a sudden I started getting these scholarships coming in. People offering to give me an education. Now this terrified me now, because where I come from, you don't even graduate high school, or you die. And so I didn't think I was capable of doing much more than I was doing. This is where Coach again said, hey, listen, you earned an education, so what do we have to do to make sure you take this scholarship? Now at this time I was only considered 11th grader. I had to go back to school for 11th grade, go back to school for 12th grade. So he asked me, hey man, have you ever heard of GED? And I did. And so they gave me classes. They gave me tutors. Signed me up with this guy named Frank Remshaw. Excellent math genius, excellent person, former Marine. This guy taught me everything I needed to know to be prepared for this test. I took the GED and scored one of the highest in the state. Then Coach started talking to me more about college, because at the point, I wanted to go to the Marine Corps. Ever since I was a kid, I used to see these commercials come on TV, these guys dressed in their dress blue uniforms, and it was like, that's gonna be me. I somewhat had a point to prove that Marines wasn't bad, because that was the stigma in my family because of how my dad carried himself. And I knew in my heart that was not the case. It was him as a person. And so Coach said to me, hey, there's always gonna be time to go to the Marines. And in fact, if you go to college first, you can go in as an officer. Coach never steered me wrong. So I listened to what he said, and I took the scholarship. Thaddeus Stevens, out in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, home of the Amish. I remember the first day I went to college, I was fascinated because I had to go to Walmart because I forgot my deodorant. But then all of a sudden it was this horse and buggy going up the street. This guy, I was, well, what is he on? And Amish guy. And they even had their own parking spaces. I was pretty fascinated by that and impressed that these guys lived the way they did. Hard workers, dedicated, had some of the best furniture. And so I went to school for plumbing. I joined a fraternity. I wrestled. and I didn't have to pay a dime. I worked. I was a janitor, scrubbing. Must have liked cleaning, but I was good at scrubbing the floor. There was no kitchen, or I would have been probably doing that. And so after the first year, I went back for summer vacation, and where did I go? Right back to the academy. But now I wasn't in the kitchen no more. I was in a residential unit. I got to help educate, help keep in mind the kids that needed a little bit more discipline in their lives and made some bad choices that they had to be held accountable for. Most of these kids are from all over, the tri-state region and New Jersey and Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and so forth. And so we would get them up early in the morning, get them in the big room, and I'd work out with them. And just by doing that, we cut down by 50% the violence that would happen up there because it just built up frustration and anger toward what their situation was currently like. This was a good thing for me. It was a rewarding experience because I got to take some of the same young men that I saw that I used to be and try to mold them into something better than what they thought they could be. Me and my buddy Regis, who was also a mentee of Coach, also my frat brother, he also went to college with me. We used to run that unit together. It was a great time. And then after that was over, we'd go back to college in the fall and continue on with pursuing our education. So after my second year there, this is when I was sitting in the lobby one day with all my frat brothers, and something horrific happened on TV.